Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Ozarks Sports Report podcast. I'm here with the coaches of the Creighton Pirates baseball team. And for tonight's show, we're going to be doing a preseason coaches roundtable with the coaches of the Creighton Pirates. So first off, coaches, tell us who you are and your positions at the Creighton Pirates.
I'm Clay Stump, and I do infield and hitting.
Tyler Martin, and I do pitching and outfield.
Head coach Brian Harmon, overall game management and base running.
All right, we got some questions for you guys. First question is, what will be the main objective for the fall season?
I think for us, just we got a lot of young guys that have a lot. I mean, nothing too specific, but we have several sophomores and some freshmen, and we're young overall. And I think we get some of those guys to work on a few things apiece, and we'll end up being good by the end of fall and even in the spring. So,
I know hitting wise, we're just trying to get these young guys, kind of like what he talked about, ready to varsity pitching, and on the infield the same way with varsity ground balls compared to JV ground balls they were getting last year.
The big deal is building confidence in these kids. I mean, we have confidence in them, but it's just, baseball is a game of failure, and the higher level you play, the more you're going to fail. And when you get to the varsity level, everything's faster, bigger, stronger, and we've got to work with them and help them to adjust to that with these new guys. Wherever we look, we're going to have 5 guys on the field most of the time with very little varsity experience because of what we graduated last year. So we've got to expect them to step up, but we've also got to do our jobs of getting them to that level.
Next question is, what are the fundamentals of baseball that you guys teach your players each and every game, day in and day out?
Pitching-wise, I just want the kids to throw strikes. It really doesn't matter how good your stuff is if it doesn't go to the plate, and then it doesn't really matter how good your secondary stuff is. If you don't have a fastball, you can throw whenever you want to.
Hitting-wise, we just look for our pitch, something that we can drive. And then infield-wise, we just make sure that we attack the ball every time and don't let it attack us.
I feel like every year a big thing, but a big thing with this group being inexperienced is, the preparation. That is a fundamental that people overlook sometimes. We stretch and throw every day, and if you can't play catch, you can't play baseball. Everybody likes to hit, but if you can't catch and throw the ball, then you're never going to get to hit because you're always going to be in the field.
Now, another question that we ask is that what are your expectations that you set for your players each and every game, going in, day out, whether it's a tournament or if it's just a single game during the season?
My expectation is to play hard always. And, Pirate baseball's expectation, you go out every game. If you don't feel like you have a chance to win, why do we play? So, we're not going to win every game necessarily, but we're going to go out and we're going to play like we have a chance to win every day. Just came out of some jamboree action against 2 very talented teams and, did some things well, but there's a lot of things we still need to work on. And, it's every day we got to focus on remembering how young these kids are, but remembering how experienced they are away from varsity baseball. They play a lot of baseball in the summer, and some of them have played more baseball games than a lot of high school kids have played in their life, and they just have to come out every day and focus on playing the game.
I just want to make sure that we go out and kind of like what he said is play as hard as we can, not be afraid to fail. A lot of the times the best way for us to learn, especially with this young group, is that they fail, striking out or sometimes in the infield or even pitching with Coach Martin on something they're not used to doing yet. That's the best way they can learn.
Obviously, like they both said, playing hard at hustling is a big thing, but to me, we kind of, hopefully not, but I feel like for some we kind of have an excuse, we're young, so if we don't play well. Most of these kids, they may be kind of young, but they're as talented as most junior and senior groups on most teams are. I feel like a very talented group, play a lot of baseball, like we said. So I think the biggest thing is to expect to win and kind of think more of yourself than maybe we do sometimes.
Now we move on to another question, is that what is the Creighton Pirate way of coaching that you coach your players during each and every game, whether it's the fall season or it's the spring season? What's different about every team that you guys do to coach your players?
The main thing is to respect the game. Last year we brought Coach Vaught along for our junior high program, and I know there were a lot of times when if a kid wasn't playing hard or wasn't taking things serious, the main words out of his mouth was, "You are disrespecting the game right now." So we have to respect the game of baseball. It was here before all of us. It's going to be here after us, and we just try to leave our mark, as players and coaches. And the Creighton Pirate way is, I believe you said a lot, Adam, last year, is they fight, they don't give up, and down to the final out of every game, feel like we've got a chance to come back and win. If we're behind or if we're ahead, we feel like we got a chance to close it out.
Yeah, I mean, he basically answered it pretty well. I mean, we've always been really known for staying in any game, no matter who's throwing, no matter who we're playing, and I just feel like we just got to stick with that.
Pretty similar to what they said. Like as you know, it's kind of my first year here, but thinking from teams in the past more than anything is, I've played on teams that beat teams by several runs, and you come and play Crane, and no matter what, it seems like they're always within 2 or 3 runs of every game we play, and they're always a tough team to beat, and they always compete with everybody, it seems like.
Now another question is that what are the big words that you lecture to bring a win to your clubhouse?
Commitment. If they're not committed, they're not going to do the job. If they just do this for something to do after school each day, they're not really committed. They're just hanging out with friends or whatever. And, if they make that commitment, these guys can really achieve something. If they're not going to be committed, they really don't need to be here. We've got 22 kids out this year, and if the commitment's not there, they don't really need to be a part of that group. They need to move on and find something different to do. They can go be common somewhere else, but we want to be uncommon, and we want to be something different than everybody else.
I just think the big thing, especially in practice, hustle. Like you said, you come here, you don't want to be here. You don't practice game speed. There's really no reason to be practicing, right? You kind of practice half speed. Come game time, you got to go full speed. It's a whole different deal. A lot of mistakes will be made when you're not used to playing that hard.
Yeah, I know. For me, it's just to get better every day. To make sure that they're using their time wisely and not wasting our time or their teammates' time. And no matter what they're doing, that they, if they fail, they learn from it and just move on.
Now a question to Coach Tyler Martin. Now, you did not play for Crane, but you played for a team who was a rival for Crane, and that was Clever. And with our friend Justin Snyder, who's coaching Clever, what do you hope to bring to Crane that what Coach Snyder taught you at Clever? What do you want to bring to Crane as a coach from what Coach Snyder taught you at Clever?
I think there's really, no matter where you go, where you're from, there's nothing too specific. I just think it's always good to have a new, fresh perspective on anything, no matter what it be. And at the same time, I'm still learning more than I can give. I'm still young guy. I'm still learning a lot too. So, learn from these guys.
Now our last question is, what are the goals that you set for your players to achieve each and every game, day in and day out?
The main goal is to be competitive. If you're not competitive, everybody wants to talk about winning, but before you can win, you have to be competitive. And if you don't compete, you're not going to win. And, we can talk conference championships. In the fall, we can talk conference tournament championships, Seymour tournament championship, Crane Fall Woodbat tournament championship. But it's all about the next day. These guys walk away from the jamboree that we played tonight, and if they're not thinking about the next day, then they're not in the right mindset. If they're dwelling on what we did tonight or happy with how they did tonight, then someone's going to sneak up on them and surpass them.
Yeah, I'm with that too, and along with what I said earlier is just make sure we're getting better every single day, and that, if we lose the night before, just move on to the next day, and that's the best thing about baseball.
I just kind of think, a goal for anything is really is try and get just a little bit better. Everything you do each day, you're not going to go from being a 150 hitter to 400 hitter the next day. Try and improve something each day you practice and work on it in your game, and eventually, next thing you know, you'll be a lot better baseball player.
Now, one more question about the fans is your social medias, YouTube, and your website. For the fans that want to follow the Crane Pirates, what are those links to your social medias, your website, and the YouTube?
I'm not a social media guy as much as some of the other people around are. I don't do a Facebook or anything like that, but I can tell you, as far as I'm concerned, we have the Crane_Coach Twitter, and I'll get everything out on that as much as I can. Used to have a website that we could update things on, and it's kind of become a different animal, and it's not what it used to be. So we use the Game Changer website where things can be followed there, and you search for Crane Pirates Baseball and Game Changer. And you can follow us that way. And then, of course, the Crane School website will get you schedules and schedule changes and things like that.
Okay, that's going to wrap up our show for today. We hope you enjoyed our show. We hope you enjoyed us sitting down with the coaches of the Crane Pirates. And if you want to stay connected with them through their social media, be sure to like them on Facebook. Follow them on Twitter. Their Twitter is at Crane_Coach. Also, check out their website. Their website is at eteams.com/CHS Pirates Baseball. And if you want to stay connected with their games, be sure to follow their games on YouTube. The YouTube channel is Crane Community Access. Once again, that's Crane Community Access on YouTube. If you want to stay connected with us through our social media, be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and check out our website. Our website is ozarksportsreport.website.com/Ozarks Sports Report. So for one final time, I want to thank the coaches of the Crane Pirates for sitting down with us for a roundtable, and we hope to see you guys in the next show. Have a good day, everybody.